What's everyone? Shout out to motherfucking everyone who's waiting live for this show. Really appreciate it. Really love it. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm in Wednesday, Thursday mode. Still in control, still focused on top of what I'm doing as far as the odds are concerned, but a little bit Looney Tunes. This is what happens to you when you follow college basketball super closely in January and February in the middle of the week, Wednesdays and Thursdays, right? This is not how a human being normally would be on a Monday and Tuesday during college basketball season. Really, it's just a matter of Wednesday and Thursday doing this to someone like me, but I'm totally fine. I feel great inside. I feel okay about overall my read on college basketball. I'm not afraid of the lines that are coming up, but it's an intense intellectual workout, and I am up for the challenge. Shout out to everyone. Really loving this. Smash the like button, folks, if you don't mind. Let's quickly, before we bullshit around for a little bit, there are two 6:30 games Eastern time that will have halftimes coming up. We'll look at those. Those are still a few minutes away. Interesting. Hofstra, interesting team. Of course, they beat UCLA outright as a huge underdog this year. Clearly an excellent and awesome team, but they have definitely underwhelmed more than a few times in recent weeks in the beginning of conference play. Bunch of times where Hofstra has been a big favorite and lost ATS by a mile, right? Including some outright ATS losses. The big one against William and Mary that happened a bunch of weeks ago. Similar line this week. I liked Hofstra against Delaware, but they're losing again. I liked the Hofstra team total over. That was it. And I did actually take a small shot at it at, I think, 72.5 or something. And that's still cash. Because, again, team totals combine a lean to the total and to the side. And you can easily be way off on one of those and still cash your team total if you're equally or a little bit more right on the other one. And that may be the case here. Could easily see Hofstra losing this game outright, but the team total over cashing anyway. So we'll see. I did like the Hofstra team total over. That's what I bet. I also like them on the side, but they're losing outright. Of course, I also like the over, and I took the Hofstra team total over. Shout out to everyone. We're gonna look at those two games when they come up in a few minutes. Minnesota and Ohio State. The rest of the cards of the night, my action was very light for a bunch of reasons. I didn't have as much time as I would have normally liked. I won't tell you about the 7 o'clock games that I hit because those, of course, are already off. I did hit Michigan State at -3, and I took a small shot with the Michigan State team total over as well. That's gotten bet up to 4. A lot of times in these major conference games, you look at these small road favorites and you think, is this clear, obvious, no-brainer value, or is it a massive trap? Half the time it's one, half the time it's the other. In this case, I like Michigan State here. I did take them at 3. The market has bet it up to 4. Again, I took a shot with the team total over. Tom Izzo, of course, knows how to right his ship when it needs to be righted, and I think that is the case here against Indiana. The total has also gotten bet up as well. I didn't like the total nearly as much. I didn't take the over, but I did take the Michigan State team total over, and I took a shot with Michigan State -3 as well. They're not coming off a loss, but they are coming off of a big road loss 2 games ago. You remember the Purdue game, got absolutely blown the F out. And Tom Izzo wants his team to be, super perfectly well prepared and psychologically ready for the road games and neutral games in the postseason. And Indiana's a team they should be able to handle, and I did take Michigan State here. -3 a little bit on the opening line, and I took the team total over as well. I also took a small shot with Houston at -9 against Connecticut. Now that's a big line, of course. Houston, I don't know if they're surprising anyone anymore. They're ranked, of course. A very, very impressive team, great rebounding team, which is very important when it comes to covering spreads like these. I think they're like 8-1 ATS over the last 9 or something like that. 9-1, something ridiculous. Covering spreads game in and game out. At a certain point, that will not continue. Obviously, that will revert. back to closer to 50-50. They may even become overvalued, depending on how much the market adjusts. But at 9, I did take a shot with them here against UConn. This is a spread that Houston should be able to handle. It's a big line. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't wind up covering this until very late, similar to the Bradley game yesterday. Remember, regular viewers of the show yesterday will remember that I did say that I like Bradley at 9.5, and that was looking like a loser most of the way, and then at the end, class showed. And that happens a lot with these kinds of favorites. You'll take a favorite of like 8, 9, 10 points, something like that, and 3/4 of the way through, you'll think, man, that was just a bad bet. They were overvalued. Then in the last quarter is when class really shows, and then they wind up covering by a couple points. Wouldn't be surprised if that happens here. Of course, UConn has been a bad bet ATS-wise. They can lose by double digits against anyone on the road, and I think this is another spot where they're not a lock, because there are no locks in sports betting, right? You guys know that, right? And you guys also know that this should be a recreational pursuit until you have any reason to believe otherwise. It breaks my heart to see people, being involved with sports betting, behaving irresponsibly, and coming out of it, with results that they didn't realize the negative impacts it would have on them. So please don't do that, people. All right, shout out to everyone. Sean B, hey Pete and Happy Few. Yes, we happy few. Yes, indeed. Well, I think it's an accurate description. If you've been betting every play that I've given in these shows and on Twitter, from the beginning of the shows, you're up a bunch of units, and you're probably pretty happy about that. And if you are one of those people, there's not a whole lot in that group, so there's a few of you. We happy few, right? Let's see where the second halves are. Okay, the Ohio State is at halftime. Okay, both games are at halftime. Let's look at those. Let's look at the lines, see which ones are out. Let me quickly, here we go. Let's see what's out. Okay, I'm pulling up, hold on a second. I'm just going to pull up another couple of sheets. And then I'll talk a little bit about the rest of the games later on, but I don't really have anything that I'm really like on, except for Houston. Houston and Michigan State. And I also took a small shot with the Utah-Washington under at 135, but that's gotten bet significantly down. So I don't know if that is a play that I would recommend right now. I'll have to check the lines and the odds. And but that's okay, because I think that a lot of times they don't have a lot of pregame action. I wind up having more second half action than normal. Okay, let's see what we got here. Let's see if there's any lines that are coming up. Shout out to everyone. Let's see. Here we go. Mason Flory, Pete's on 7:30 games. Nope. Well, first of all, I didn't look at any of the minor conference games, which I don't do on Wednesdays and Thursdays. But the Louisiana Tech game, Middle Tennessee, it was very tricky. I did look at that one, not in depth, and I just passed on it. Sorry. There's going to be a lot of passes. Okay, here we go. Let's see. What do we have here? Are any lines up yet? What do we have? Belmont and Murray State. For those of you who don't follow the OVC carefully or closely, that's a big rivalry matchup. Belmont and Murray State, the class of the OVC, and they have a big rivalry going on. That might have that game has second half written all over it. I looked into that one pretty in depth and came away with nothing on the side or the total. No bets at all. But with it was a sense of high anticipation for what we might see on the second half lines. There might be a good bet on Belmont and Murray State. Let's see these lines out yet. Delaware Hofstra, Minnesota, Ohio State. Hofstra, okay, 38-37. Yep, there you go. My Hofstra team total is looking pretty good. But again, they might lose this one outright. Hofstra team total was, I should have tweeted that one out. Why didn't I? I'm sorry about that. I should have tweeted that one out. Hofstra team total over, I liked. The Drexel team total over, the Elon team total over, and I took Illinois Chicago at 4.5. I should have tweeted all that stuff out. I'm sorry about that. I was busy. I didn't feel super I wanted to give a second look to all that and didn't get around to it, and the hours and minutes just slipped away. I should have done that. Fuck. I'm sorry about that. Maybe, hopefully they'll lose. And then I'll be happy that I didn't do it. All right, let's see. Any second half lines? Anyone seeing anything? I'm not. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see. Ohio State 2.5 and 73. Let's look at that. Ohio State 2.5 and 73. Wow, already numbers smacking me in the face here. What are the numbers like? 2.5 and 73. You like nothing. Small lean to the Ohio State team total under, which was 38. Now it's down to now it's down to 37.5. This shit's moving. This shit is just moving. Let's see, where are we? Yeah. Numbers like Ohio State team total under at 37.5, just a little bit. Nothing nothing crazy at all. If I gave it as a play, it would be graded small for sure. The numbers do say it's bettable. Yesterday, we had a funny situation where I kept referring to the numbers as they, and someone, I guess a first-time viewer, was asking who they is. And I guess he thought that I was referring to voices in my head, which, is essentially, I guess, the same thing. And one day, very soon, when the interfaces are perfected, it will be. Let's see. What do we have here? Yeah, the numbers, small numbers would recommend a small play on Ohio State team total under at 37.5. I haven't hit that one yet. I'm not sure if I will. And a lean but unbettable to the under at 72.5. Not a recommended bet, but more than 50% according to these numbers here that I'm looking at right now. These numbers right here. These numbers right here. 72.5 under. More than 50%, but not bettable. Ohio State team total under at 37.5. Bettable, but very small. And that's it. Let's look at Delaware and Hofstra. And then maybe we'll come back to Ohio State. So 5 and 80.5. And we have, oh, wow, look at that. Ooh, yeah, they like, damn, look at that. They like Delaware a little bit at 5 in the money line at plus 215 or so. Damn. Numbers like Delaware a little bit. Shit. 5. Damn. Halftime numbers actually like Delaware. Pregame numbers like Hofstra a little bit. Regular viewers know that I do two kinds of analyses on these second half lines, and I like them to agree for them to be a play. Yeah. And I like the Delaware team total over a little bit, 38 as well. Slightly. Man, borderline plays. Regular viewers of this show will know there's a lot of borderline plays here in these shows, which makes sense, which stands to reason when you're dealing with a sharp market and you think of everything as a distribution. Even if you do have an edge, there's going to be most plays that you have an edge on are going to be very small and debatable. Numbers like Delaware, just a little bit at plus 5. I don't know if I can make that one on a visual play either. And they even like the Delaware money line at plus 215, just a little bit. I'm definitely not going to bet that one, but I am willing to share with you what the numbers say. That's one of the many things I do in the show that I think makes it adds value. I give official plays, but I also think out loud, and I tell you what numbers say, and you can act on that if you want, even if I don't. It's pretty clear right now that there are some things that probably have value that I just don't have the balls to actually do publicly. But nevertheless, could be done or should be done. So, yeah, numbers have a slight lean to Delaware, plus 5, slightly into the Delaware team total over 38. Oh, Delaware's now 5.5. Look at that. Interesting. And the Delaware team total now down to 37.5. And a slight lean to Ohio State unders 37.5, and a slight lean to the under at 72.5. That's headed down. They still have not made any official plays. Still have not made any official plays. We do have, because there's only 2 games here, a few, minute or two to just sit and watch me morose over what I should do publicly, as far as, I know what the numbers say, and I know what I did on my bets. But as far as discussing it and recommending a play with the public, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. All right, I'll make the Ohio State team total under 37.5 an official play. Graded small. And, of course, I should have gotten to grab the opener at 38 for the public play, but I didn't. That's okay. Ohio State team total under 37.5. Graded small. Graded small, official play. The numbers also like the under just a little bit at 72.5 there. Just a little bit. That's probably a loser right there, though. But what the hell? I made it an official play. Graded it small. As far as the spread, the numbers like not bettable, but they actually have a small lean to Ohio State. Very small. And I like the under. Very small, 72.5. But I'm not going to take that. The pregame analysis actually likes the over. So, yeah, definitely not going to bet that. Definitely not going to give that an official play. All right, Minnesota, Ohio State, not going to look at that one anymore. Delaware, Hofstra, let's look at that one a little bit. Yeah, this is going to be a pass. Hofstra is a dangerous team. Pre-game analysis likes Hofstra here. Halftime analysis likes Delaware and the Delaware team total over. On my personal bet, I took the Hofstra team total over, which is looking pretty decent right now. Overall, all things considered. 76.5. That's going to hit. And I should have fucking tweeted it out. And I'm sorry I didn't. Numbers don't quite like the Hofstra team total over, though. They do. They do, actually. But just a teeny bit. Over 50%, but not bettable is what the numbers say on Hofstra here. Yeah. And a very slight lean to the over as well, even at 80.5. Again, not bettable, but the numbers like it just a little bit. All right, enough deliberation about this one. No bet on this one. Although the numbers do recommend a play on Delaware, plus 5.5 now and 37.5. It was borderline before, but now that they both moved a half point, can't do it though. All right, that's it. We'll have a bunch of games coming up in about 12 minutes. Hopefully a few nice solid plays will pop up there. We got like 10 or 11, and then some. If we do have a few extra seconds, I will look at some minor. I will crunch some minor conference numbers last second, which in previous shows has turned out to be a profitable thing to do. If I have a few extra seconds, run some quick numbers, which is really doing half of the analysis that I prefer to do, not all, but that half analysis has is usually I trust what those numbers say, and I've done that a few times in previous shows, and those have been profitable bets, I believe, overall. All right, let's look at some comments, and then we'll discuss some of the later games as well. Then at about 10 or 12 minutes, we will start looking at the 7 o'clock lines, the halftime lines for 7 o'clock games. Ron Lofton, Carlos Peroj, shout out to you, Carlos Peroj. I like your pillow, Pete. Sure, yes, absolutely. Ron Lofton keeps scoring Belmont and Murray. I guess you bet that game, Ron Lofton. Yeah, that's an intense rivalry there. Belmont and Murray State. Let's see. Oh my God. Illinois Chicago is blowing out Oakland. See, that's what you see. I bet that one. I see they're blowing them out. And now I feel bad because I didn't tweet it out. Ugh. Well, I feel good now because I also bet the Elon team total over, and that's looking like a loser. So good. That's a bet that I made that I didn't tweet out that's probably going to lose. I'm happy to see that. And what else is there from the 7 o'clock games? Damn it. Should have just tweeted them all the F out. Damn it. Let's see. Let me just I have to scan the Green Bay and Cleveland State. Okay. Low scoring there. Milwaukee, Youngstown State. I took Milwaukee at +4. And that one is looking, relatively close. Elon team total over. I hit that one. That's looking like a loser. Illinois, Chicago. I hit that one. That's looking like a big winner. And Drexel team total over. I hit that one. And that one's looking like a loser. Good. All right. So now I'm happy. Now I'm happy because I'm seeing a bunch of plays that I bet that are losing that I didn't tweet out. So now I'm happy I didn't tweet them out. Good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? FAU and Charlotte. Yeah, I had the Charlotte team total under. That one's looking pretty good, though. All right. So that's a probable winner that I didn't tweet out. FAU and Old Dominion. That's an interesting game. I love those clashes of styles, right? You couldn't get more of a style clash here than Florida International ODU. ODU, very deliberate, defense-oriented, and slow-paced. Florida International, one of those frenetic teams, play at a super fast pace. And on that game, I had absolutely nothing pregame. Total pass, but it was a fun game to handicap for sure. Florida International's winning. Old Dominion did not do well against a similar team recently, Virginia Commonwealth. They're a little bit different, but they're basically the same type of deal, Florida International and VCU. They play that, pressure, high-paced style. And, I just my numbers said that VCU is significantly better than FIU. So I didn't take it. And this game might go down to the wire. Maybe those points had some value there. We'll see. All right, let me quickly look at some comments. And then we will, let's see. All right, here we go. Max is Weird says, hi, Pete. Shout out to you, Max is Weird. Hello. Smash the Noli No says, usually losing plays make me mad. Yeah, Noli, losing plays make me crazy. Unless they're plays that I wanted to tweet out and didn't for whatever reason. You understand how this works? Deerslayer Ski understand how this works. AIPP. Al Hart says Colorado minus 13. Props Profit says good to find you, Pete. Thank you very much. I'm glad you found me, Props Profit. Al Hart says Colorado minus 13. All right, we can talk about that game for a moment here. My answer is yes. I know that's a big line, and I know that it's gotten bet down a little bit. This was all right, fine. This was a game that I did bet, but I didn't want to talk about because I don't trust my read on it. But yeah, I did take Colorado minus 13, and I took the Colorado team total over. Yeah, I did. I took Colorado minus 13 and Colorado team total over. In general, the Pac-12 is although I've had a good read on it this year in general, the Pac-12 very hard to predict. You have double-digit underdogs winning outright constantly. Colorado, of course, though, is an amazing team this year, doing well ATS recently, and coming back home off of a loss. Washington State should be vulnerable on the road. It's a big spread. My numbers indicated that Colorado had a little bit of value at minus 13 and a little bit more value on the team total over. And I pulled the trigger on it. Didn't feel comfortable enough in it to share it with anyone. But since someone asked about it directly, yes, my numbers indicate that Colorado should have at the very least, a solid offensive day. And if not, a 15-point win. Washington State, of course, is one of these teams that appears to have a strong home road dichotomy. That plays into these analyses a lot. If you're getting blown out on the road at Stanford and getting your ass partially handed to you by Cal, you're going to have a hard time, one would assume, staying within single digits at Colorado at home off a loss. So my numbers like Colorado, even at 13, and I did take them minus 13, down 12.5 now, and a little bit bigger on the team total over Colorado. Yes, I'll answer that question. All right, let's look at some other stuff here. Viral Video likes FAU over. Interesting on the 2 units. Interesting. Okay, and some tennis picks. Viral Video seems to have a good read on tennis. Pay attention, everyone. Props Profit likes Washington State at 13.5. You got a good number. Okay. I don't know. That makes me, yeah. I bet the game. I shared with you my opinions on it, what my numbers said, what I did, my insecurities about it, and take it, do with it whatever you like. If someone says they really like Washington State plus all those points, I couldn't really argue against it. I wouldn't say don't do that. Just trust me on this one. I would probably say, yeah, Probably just trust yourself. Dear Slayer C says, seen Colorado team total over at 76. Yeah, I took it. What can I tell you? Let's see. What else? Other comments coming in. Noli knows. Andrew Olinger, shout out to you. Let's see. Shout out to Noli knows, man. Fucking a guy who has been making unders great for a while. Unders used to be great, and a lot of people say that they never will be again. Noli knows begs to differ, and he's putting in the effort to back up his words, making unders great again. Shout out to you, Noli knows. Shout out to you. Nasty Nate said, my badge and nightstick. Yes. Okay, Nasty Nate. Here we go. We made Nasty Nate a moderator. We'll do that again right now. It seems like the spammers who plagued this show a few times over the past few weeks after it drew some attention, and they were like, oh, here's a show that people seem to be watching. Let me spam this show with some infantile comments repeated 20 times. Seems like they've disappeared for the moment. But like a relief pitcher, like everything, when you don't need him, you don't notice him. And then when you need him, that's when you're like, where the hell is he? We need a bouncer. And the bouncer is Nasty Nate. Shout out to you, Nasty Nate. I believe I just made you a moderator. Make sure that let me just make sure that I did that correctly. Yes, okay. Crypto Capper, shout out to you. Oregon USC. That one I have nothing on. I did look at it. Not only did I not have a bet on it, I don't even have any real opinion on it. And it's not because my numbers said nothing. When I do my numbers, I have the leans and what they say, and there's also a confidence number that comes attached to it, right? And I like to see a relatively healthy a confidence number. I don't get too crazy about the confidence numbers, but it's a red flag when the confidence numbers are very low. And the Oregon game with my numbers, the confidence numbers are very low. So not only did I not bet the Oregon game, USC game, I don't even as yet have an opinion because I do mark down on my sheets here, even if I have the slightest of opinions. And that one I did look at a little bit. Don't even have an opinion yet. Sorry about that. I did share again. I took Washington, Utah under 135.5. I took Michigan State -3 and the team total over. I took Houston -9, and I did take Colorado minus the points and bigger the Colorado team total over. That's about it. All right, this halftime should be coming up in a second. I'm just looking for some other comments coming in, and then EJV. I want to shout everyone out here. Slugger Cards for Life. Shout out to you, Carlos Peroj. Man, you guys make my days and weeks and life. Adam Lastman, Crypto Capper, Mason Flory. Shout out to you. Props Prophet, Deer Slayer Ski, Alex Quayle. Yes, this is another part of the show where I just look at the comment section and read off the names. And then after I've read off about 4 or 5 of them, say, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Oh, look, that's just part of the show. That's what we do. That's part of it. Maybe I'll cut that segment in future shows. But for now, it's part of the schedule of the shows. Let's see. Brandon Lease, anything for Grand Canyon, Seattle? No, I did look at that. I didn't, didn't have no bet on it. I took it light the rest of the card. Nate Dogg, shout out to you, Nate Dogg 420. I apologize for not being able to time in lately. No, please time in whenever you can, Nate Dogg. Been very busy lately. I hear you. I still support and love you, no homo. Thank you very much, Nate Dogg. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I understand what you mean by love me. I didn't assume homo, but I appreciate that you clarified anyway. Thank you, Nate Dogg 420. Not that there's anything wrong with that. He goes, will time in soon, near the future, Nate Dogg 420. Shout out to you, Nate Dogg 420. Rich G, everyone. All right, let's just get focused here now. Props Profit. Where in Brooklyn are you people? Right now I'm in the Bronx. Yeah, Bronx. I'm all over Brooklyn when I'm in Brooklyn, though. All right, halftimes are up. Okay. Sorry. Let's see. I apologize for that. All right. I got to get better at this. Fuck. All right. I'm sorry about that. This is a show about fucking free picks. Sorry. Okay. Let's get everything ready. And I'm behind on my shit here anyway. All right. Let's see. Sorry about that. All right. Detroit and Belmont. Sorry about that. Reminding me. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. Let's run the numbers here. Get the sheets going. Murray State is down. Let's look at this one. Okay. All right. Murray State. Numbers like. The numbers like Belmont just a little bit. 1.5. Nothing crazy, but bettable. Just a little bit. Belmont plus 1.5. Belmont plus 1.5. Belmont plus 1.5. Okay, we'll make that a play. This is going to be small or medium small, borderline. I think I'm going to make it Belmont plus 1.5. The numbers do like this one a little bit. It's a rivalry game, so the numbers, can be less predictive in my experience. But we're going to take this one. We'll grade this one just small, not medium, small. If it weren't such an intense rivalry game, it would be graded medium small. But because that's what the numbers say. But because it's a rivalry game, and just from experience, I know that this is part of the art, not the science. Belmont plus 1.5, medium small. Small. Sorry, Belmont plus 1.5, small. The total, nothing really. Numbers don't like anything. Maybe we'll revisit this game. We'll come back to it. IUPUI. The numbers do like Belmont, though. Medium small. And I made an official pick, but just graded small. Detroit Mercy blowing out IUPUI. Milwaukee up on Youngstown State. Okay, Detroit minus 0.5 and 78. Let's look at that. Detroit minus 0.5 and 78. What do the numbers say? Oof, again, nothing really. Small lean to IUPUI team total under at about 39, 38.5. Small lean to IUPUI team total under. Not bettable. Nothing great there. Let's move on. Let's look for some other stuff. All right, I fell behind a little bit. A few minutes. I'll try to rein that in future shows. Okay, Charlotte. All right, Illinois, Chicago, and Oakland. Let's look at that. Minus 4.5 and 71.5. What are the numbers like here? Anything. Nothing really. Nothing really. Small lean to the over at 71.5. Small lean to the over at 71.5. And small lean to, that's about it. Now let's look for other stuff. Let's see, what do we have here? Charlotte and Florida Atlantic. Let's look at that. Charlotte and Florida Atlantic. All right, hopefully some good stuff will come. Hopefully some stuff will make itself known. Charlotte minus 4 and 69. What are the numbers like here? They like Charlotte. They do like Charlotte. That's going to be a play. They do like Charlotte. Let me see. Minus 3.5 or 4. They also, of course, as you know, recommend to play on the money line a little bit more for the purposes of EG at minus 205. I will. I'm going to bet the money line. You could take the money line or the spread. All right, I'll for the official play here, I'll make it. Money's coming in on Florida Atlantic, though. And my pregame numbers like Florida Atlantic. And I had the Charlotte team total under as well. But the numbers like Charlotte here. All right. We'll take Charlotte here as an official play. Let me just grade it and quote the line so that anyone who's tracking this, as I hope someone is, so they'll find out how fucking religiously honest I am. Okay. I'm seeing some 105s, though. Yeah. All right, so we'll make this one 105. Charlotte -4 plus 105, an official play. Charlotte, sorry, plus 105. Charlotte -4 plus 105, an official play. And we'll grade that one medium. Graded medium. Charlotte -4 plus 105. Numbers also like under 69 just a little bit, and Florida Atlantic. Team total under just a little bit as well at 33. Charlotte -4 plus 105. Line shopping here will be an official play. Maybe we'll add on the under later, although I don't think so. Let's move on to other games. Charlotte -4 plus 105, although the market doesn't seem to agree. Let's look at the Old Dominion game. Old Dominion -4 and 76. Let's see if the numbers recommend anything. Interesting. Wow. Okay. -4 and 76. Interesting. Very, very small lean to Old Dominion. Again at -4, -205. Can't recommend that as a play, though. Old Dominion, numbers like it just a little bit. And a very small lean to the under at 76 as well at -115. Can't make that one an official play either. And a very small lean to Florida International, team total under as well. Can't make that one a play either. Let's look for some other stuff, and maybe we'll revisit some of this if we have a little extra time. Let's see, William and Mary, we'll look at that one. Youngstown State and Cleveland State, we'll look at that one. Let's look at Youngstown State, 4.5 and 77. What do the numbers say? What do the numbers say? Numbers like running the numbers here, nothing really. Nothing. Nothing really. Very small lean to the over at 77. Let's look at Green Bay, Cleveland State. Green Bay, Cleveland State. -1 and 76.5. Numbers like small lean to the over. They like Cleveland State a little bit. Yeah, all right. Cleveland State's going to be a play. Cleveland State is going to be a play. -1 or -130 on the money line. Both are recommended. Cleveland State will be a play. Take a -1. Cleveland State -1 official play. Cleveland State -1 official play. And the numbers like this one a decent amount. We'll grade this one medium big. Medium big. Cleveland State -1 medium big. That's borderline medium or medium big. On this one, for whatever reason, I'm deciding to go with a little bit of balls. Cleveland State -1 medium big official play. That could be medium, but for some reason, I'm just going to decide to have a little bit of balls on that one. Cleveland State -1 medium big official play. They also like the over at 76.5, just a little bit. And the Cleveland State team total over 76.5, just a little bit. But I'm not going to make either one of those a play. Just the Cleveland State -1. All right, let's look around for some other stuff. William and Mary, James Madison. Let's look at that. William and Mary, James Madison. William and Mary, James Madison. Let's see what we have here. William and Mary, blowing them out. Okay, so we've given a bunch of plays so far. William and Mary -3 and 82.5. 82.5. Let's see what we got. Numbers like, what do they like? Small lean to William and Mary team total under. They like that. Small lean to the under. Yeah. All right. We'll make William and Mary team total under 43 minus 115 an official play. Under 43 minus 115, William and Mary official play. That will be graded medium small. William and Mary team total under 43 minus 115 graded medium small. The numbers also, it just dropped to 42.5, where I'm saying, okay, 43. Oh, I got it. I got the bet into the pick in 43 minus 115. Numbers also like, just a little bit. The numbers like JMU at plus 2.5 or 3 or wherever it was before. But that's not going to be a play right now, though. And a very small lean to the under as well. Let's look at some other lines and see if we can find them. But yes, William and Mary team total under 43 minus 115, graded medium small. That could have been medium as well, but that's a pick. It's a pick. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what's coming in here. Drexel Northeastern is interesting. Let's look at Elon 4.5 and 69.5. Elon 4.5 and 69.5. Elon winning. Interesting. Look at that. 4.5 and 69.5. The numbers like the over a little bit. The numbers like Elon a little bit, and the Elon team total over a bit as well. Interesting stuff here. Yeah. Elon team total over 32.5. That will definitely be a play and a bet. Okay. Elon over 32.5 is definitely going to be a play, and that one will be graded. What is that going to be graded? Graded medium small. Again, conservative. My numbers have not had a great read on Elon this year. I've gotten burned in a lot of their games, and maybe there's something off. They're liking Elon again here, a decent amount. Let's see. They also like the over here. They also Elon over 32.5, team total graded medium small, and small lean to the over at 69.5, and also small lean to Elon at plus 4.5, or the money line at plus 170. Both indicated by these numbers. All right, we'll make Elon plus 4.5 a play. The numbers like it, so I'll take it. That's going to be graded small, though, just because I know from experience that my numbers might have a bad read on Elon. Make an official play, though. Elon plus 4.5 graded small. The team total over 32.5 graded medium small. And the numbers also like over 69.5 a bit as well. But we'll hold off on that one. Okay. Again, I'm reducing my pickup grade and bet size for the Elon game just because I know that my numbers this year, for whatever reason, maybe due to absolutely nothing, just variance, but they seem to have been misjudging. And I did that with Evansville yesterday as well. My numbers said they like Evansville. I said, no, I'm not taking it. And it turned out to be the right decision. Evansville lost, even though my numbers said they liked it. All right, Drexel and Northeastern plus 0.5 and 74.5. Numbers, do they like anything here? Let's see. Slight lean to Northeastern team total under. Slightly Northeastern team total under at 37. But I don't think I can make that one an official play, although they do like it. Slight lean to the under at 74.5 minus 130. But I don't think I can make that one a play. Maybe we'll revisit that in a moment. Let me see. Let's make sure there's nothing else that we're missing out on. We did give out some decent-sized plays, though. Charlotte -4, Cleveland State -1, a bunch of other small plays, a bunch of other opinions that I vocalized. Money coming in on Wisconsin Green Bay. All right, maybe I was wrong there, but, it is what it is. Let's see. See what else is up here. See what else is going on. What else is still on the board that we might want to revisit? We can revisit Milwaukee Youngstown State if we want. We could revisit Youngstown Milwaukee State if we want. That's still on the board, right? Where's that? Let's look at that. Milwaukee, Youngstown State. I like Milwaukee pregame. Wish I had tweeted it out. 4.5 and 77 is the line here. And yeah, again, the numbers they like Milwaukee just a bit. They like Milwaukee just a bit. Just a bit, though. Yeah, this game is not bad. I'm not going to touch this one. Not going to touch it. Oops. Not going to touch this one at all. All right. Let's see how the first two games have gone. Yep, there you go. Ohio State. I made that one an official pick, right? Yep, under. Team total under. Look at that. Very low scoring. Yep, there you go. And Delaware. Yup, Delaware still in the lead. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, nice to see. I did bet the Ohio State team total under. Gave it as a pick, even though I graded it small. Nice to see, right? These numbers, sometimes they're wrong. A little bit more often, they appear to be right, though. You feel me? Not bad. I'm not trying to be proud here because pride goeth before the fall. I'm just saying it's nice to see. You feel me? Man. These fucking numbers, man. It's just so fun to try to beat the market. You know what I mean? I'm not addicted to sports betting, but I am addicted to the intellectual challenge of trying to beat markets. It's a problem. It's a problem for me. Okay. I think we got them all. I don't know if there's any minor conference games that are coming up here. Let's see, is anything up? Any second half lines? Yeah, there's a lot. Let's look at some of these. Hold on. Let's look at some of these. Let's look at this Merrimack. Oh, that one's off the board. All right, they're not really. They're all kind of off the board now. Let's see what we got. Pretty much nothing. Let's see what's still hanging. Let's see. Yeah, none of the. Yeah, nah. The Merrimack game is off the board, though, right? What am I seeing here? Nothing really. Yeah. All right. They're all off the board. Okay. Man. Oof. That Charlotte line. Man, I hope that one cashes. That one made me nervous. Can't tell what's going on so far in that one. Cleveland State, the market didn't really agree with it. We'll see how that turns out. Belmont, the numbers liked it, but it's a rivalry situation. Always very those tend to deviate from quantitative predictions more than normal in my experience and opinion. I could be wrong about that, though. I have no numbers to back that opinion up that I just gave. Seems to be the case, though. Just looking around at whatever's there. All right. Shout out to everyone. Max is weird. Ryan Kozlowski. Dan Kelly saying, you can do it, Pete. Yes. Dan Kelly is like my Mr. Miyagi. He's like my Mr. Miyagi. Understated, but confident. He's working me over psychologically in ways I'm not even aware of. Training me, stealing me, turning me into the kind of sports handicapping analyst that I don't even realize I want to be yet. He is providing me with subconscious tools that I don't even realize I'll need yet. Shout out to you, Dan Kelly. Nasty Nate. Max is weird. Scott Letty. Pete, what is your favorite college hoops team? I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Brooklyn's cool. Maybe LIU Brooklyn? I don't know. Let's see. Other comments here. Man. Adam Lastman. Yes, interesting comment. Adam Lastman says OSU took a shit. Nice comment, Adam Lastman. Yes, and I predicted that might happen. I predicted it. I didn't guarantee it, but I did indicate that it was likely, right? If you want to know when various college basketball teams are going to take a shit in the second half, come to me. I might be able to shed some light on this situation. Shout out to you, Adam Lastman. Comment of the day award goes to Adam Lastman for his comment. OSU took a shit. All right. Whew, man. Whew. Rob Danner says, I never wanted halftime in games as much as I do now. Thanks to Pete. I hear you, Rob Danner. Man, I wish I had seen that. I might have given the comment of the day award to that one. But unfortunately, it's already been given to Adam Lastman. Adam Lastman for OSU took a shit comment. Mr. Gokster99 says, Pete, you like the cold? Sure I do. Cody AV says, Pete is too good. Thank you very much. Shout out to you, Cody AV. No, you're too good. You're too good. Cheesehead, need to hit that like button. There you go. That's a guy looking out for a brother. Thank you, Cheesehead. Alex Quayle, shout out to you. You strike again. Great night again. Well, maybe. We'll see. Native motherfucking Queen. Have not seen you. Have not communicated with you in a while. Extremely admirable human being. First, extremely admirable handicapper. Second, extremely admirable human being. First, Native Queen, shout out to you. Massive shout out to you. I hope everything's going well in your life. Hell yeah, Native Queen. Love you. We used to call her the Oracle. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Native Queen's opinions would always weigh very heavily on my mind when I would see them. Shout out to you, Native Queen. Also, someone who understands the value of looking at smaller markets. Yes, that's something Native Queen does. First half stuff like that. First half markets, second half markets, all those kinds of things. Take a lesson from her in that. Native Queen, someone who looks into the smaller markets. They're more beatable. Now, if you have a huge bankroll and you're betting, thousands of dollars a game, that's something that's not, too feasible for you, But, if limits aren't an issue for you, smaller markets, look into them. That's what Native Queen does. Shout out to you. Hell yeah. Dan Kelly, Pete, your aura sparkles since you left the CR. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes a, change of locale can do wonders for your aura. Ryan Koslowski, Pete, I used to watch you on some back channel picking NCAAB games. When and where was that? I don't know. I don't remember. I vaguely recall what you're referring to, but I don't remember what channel that is. I know what you're talking about, though, Ryan. I just can't really. It's not coming. The name isn't coming to me right now. Oh boy. People, regular viewers of the show know that right now, the reason I'm sitting here making these kinds of nervous jokes is why? Because I don't want to check the scoreboard. I don't want to look at what's going on in the Charlotte game. I don't want to look at what's going on in the Cleveland State game. I felt this way yesterday, and it turned out fine. The show plays yesterday. I went 7-2, but that's not going to happen every day. There was an entire week in the show where I had a down week overall. That can happen. Yesterday, I felt very nervous and stressed. Checked the scoreboard, and in the end, 7-2 was fine. But it's not going to happen. The losing days will come, and there's no real way to cure AIPP. Although there are strategies to manage it that I've also invented. I named the disease. I'm the first one to have it. I self-diagnosed, and I have also come up with strategies to manage it. AIPP. Maybe I can become an AIPP counselor for other public handicappers who give plays publicly and deal with the same kinds of issues. That might not be a bad second career. Maybe we can make videos of it. I could counsel people like Teddy Covers and other people like that who might deal with AIPP, maybe in a less acute way than I do, but nevertheless deal with it. That would be cool. Dan Kelly, what is AIPP? I'll tell you what AIPP is, Dan Kelly. All in on public plays syndrome. It's a syndrome that I have, that I named, and that I have attempted to self-cure. What it means is that when I give out a play publicly, I experience feelings emotionally, psychologically, and physically of being all in, even though I'm not. Even though all I did was tell people publicly that was an official play, and maybe I've only bet personally $3.47 on it, I feel like I'm all in. I feel like I'm all in, and I experience it as if I am all in, and it's very stressful, very stressful. AIPP syndrome. I experience it, and I have a slight suspicion that others experience it as well. All right, man. Old Dominion coming back. All right, I guess that's it. Unless we, I mean, I don't really want to look at the, at the, let's see, I'm looking at the scoreboard here. I know there's a bunch of 7:30 games, right? Which ones are those? Let me just see. Which ones are those? Yeah, the Louisiana Tech game, probably not going to have much there. Could wait for the Presbyterian Charleston Southern game. My numbers have a pretty good read on Presbyterian. It's coming up in a few minutes. Maybe the Lipscomb game looks a little bit iffy as far as possible second half value is concerned. I don't know. All right, Cleveland State down a bit. That's okay. That's okay. You know, it's still a way to go. Charlotte getting blown out. That's not good. Ooh, that's bad, isn't it? Wow, Charlotte getting blown. Yep, all right, there you go. Might have been a mistake, especially since I liked FAU. My pregame numbers liked FAU. All right, we'll see how this all turns out overall. Who knows? As long as I have a positive week, I'll be okay. Kind of wish I had given out Delaware, though, as a public play. Maybe Towson will, maybe the Elon game will make up for it all. Belmont extending out. That's nice. Yeah. All right, we'll see how it turns out. Now, you know what? Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Even wanting a little bit more. Of course, I'll do this again tomorrow. The Friday card is always very, very manageable. I'll be able to discuss all the games relatively in depth and look at the halftime lines relatively in depth. Of course, if there's anything later on that I'm really liking, I might tweet it out. We'll see. Try to salvage a good record, to salvage a losing day if that's the case. I think let's wrap it up now. Let's not wait for the 7:30 halftime lines. Tasha M, shout out to you. Dan Kelly says, thanks, Pete. That was fun. You see, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to also provide a show that's fun just in case the picks go south any given day, any given week, or God forbid, any given season. Maybe, I can lean on the fun aspect of it too. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway, Jesse Nemeth says, thanks, Pete. Win or lose, I ride with you. I come here for your sharp wit more than anything. Thank you very much, Jesse Nemeth. And I'll tell you what, that's never going to go south. I mean, unless Alzheimer's and dementia and all that stuff hits. Yeah, then it'll go south. But I got years before that, I think. Shout out to you, Jesse Nemeth. Shout out to you, Native Queen, Rich G, Sean B, everyone, Boston Nick, MMA. Hell yeah. All right, that's it. Let's wrap it up now, and we'll be back tomorrow, same channel, roughly the same time, to cover the Friday games. Thanks so much, everyone. See you then.